Today on Craig Morgan All Access Outdoors, we take a look at Craig Morgan's life from his family to his passion for music. Then we shift gears and get a sneak peek at this season's lineup of what is in store for us on Craig Morgan All Access Outdoors.
You're watching Craig Morgan All Access Outdoors.
Before the music, before the family, even before the Army, it was just Craig and his voice. An EMT at 18, a paratrooper at 20, and a member of the nation's most elite forces a few years later. He is someone who has always packed a great deal into every moment and learned to appreciate each one as well. Born and raised near Nashville, Morgan was already a country music fan with dreams of playing guitar and making it big.
My mom bought him his first record player when he was about 6. And every time a song would come out that he would like, she'd go back for him and she'd pick him up and set him on the kitchen counter. And he'd learn it. And she played about 3 times and he would learn the whole song all the way through. Never had to hear it again, and he could sing it. He's one of 4. They all sing, but evidently he sings the best because he makes the money.
He just, to me, is the best singer.
I've got a few friends and I can count on one hand, and he's one of them. And unlike a lot of them, he can really sing.
The great singers are those that you can feel their emotion, and he does that.
But before his musical dreams could become reality, Morgan spent time serving in the U.S. Army, where he had a very respectable career and achieved high honors during peace and wartime.
I joined the military because I wanted to be a part of something different for one. My dad was a musician, and I grew up in a small town, and I thought it would be a good opportunity for me to experience something outside of my local community. So I joined for that. I will tell you, I thought that I would go in for a very short period of time, but I ended up staying in for a long time, because once I got in and started experiencing everything that I could be, I made some of the greatest relationships that I have ever had. Yeah, I was stationed in Panama in 1989 during Operation Just Cause, the ousting of Manuel Antonio Noriega's. I arrived in country about 5 days prior to the first coup attempt. I was the team that was responsible for the presidential palace.
While stationed in Korea, he won a number of singing and songwriting contests and opened a Korean show for Sawyer Brown. This was the beginning of a very successful musical career, with a number of top hits that have led him to the current album, That's Why, which has led to several top 20 hits, including the foot-stomping smash, Bonfire.
Won't sleep till dawn, gonna party right down to the wire at the bonfire.
Needless to say, Morgan's full-on personality made him well-suited for the military. He spent 10 years on active duty in the 101st and 82nd Airborne Divisions and goes overseas to perform USO shows every chance he gets. Morgan received the 2006 USO Merit Award for his involvement and continues to support our troops every chance he gets. Morgan's GAC Back to Brag performance celebrates the soldier who gives the ultimate commitment to their country.
Coming back to Fort Bragg, where we have such a great attachment to. A lot of things happen in my life, in my family's life, here at Fort Bragg. It's just quite an experience. To sit in a mess hall with some of my closest friends, some buddies of mine, and reflect back on our time here at Fort Bragg together, and that's just a cool feeling to be a part of that again. You know, going over to the old Womack Army Hospital, where my son was born, doing PT. It was really funny because I know they thought I was going to come in all fat and, you know, an attitude, and they were going to smoke me. So I'd really been looking forward to that. There's an esprit de corps that takes place in the military and in the Army and in the 82nd Airborne Division more so than anywhere else. And to know that right there, that attachment, that relationship will never go away. I will always have my brothers in arms here.
Craig Morgan All Access Outdoors is brought to you by Barnett, built for the hunt. Hoyt, get serious, get Hoyt. Hunter Specialties, for sportsmen by sportsmen. True Glow, when brightness counts. Evolved Harvest, official seed of Team Realtree. Truth is, you can't tune into a country station anywhere in the United States without hearing a Craig Morgan song within the hour. But he's also just a bit like that great actor everybody knows and recognizes from a big successful movie, yet can't quite place on sight. Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, people know the music, and I think that's the most important thing. We're working on putting the face with the music, the name, and so on and so forth. They may come to a show and they may know the latest single, they may know the previous single or one of my big hits, but without fail, every show I read someone's lips out there going, I didn't know he sang that song. And that may offend some people, but it doesn't me.
Craig is a very dedicated family man. His mother first introduced him to his wife at a time when he was stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
His mother actually introduced us. She came in and I heard her, so I sat up. And then he just came around the corner and he fell right in love.
Well, I fell in love with Karen the instant that I met her, and we've been in love ever since.
It really was just kind of instant. They say that doesn't happen, but it did with us.
One of the family's biggest activities is cross-country motocross.
We do it competitively, and it's an all-in, every family member's involved sport. Everybody has something to do.
No, I don't watch him very often because I'm scared he's going to get hurt. And the last time I went, I got hurt. I fell just as I was getting to his bike.
It's an extremely physical sport. It's very demanding, but the rewards are worth the physical requirements.
Race day is amazing when Craig's not with us. Everything goes smooth. We get up, we leave, we get there, everything's A-okay. When Craig is with us, chaos with Craig. The RV doesn't run or it catches on fire. It's done that before. It's just crazy. It's absolute chaos when Craig races.
I'm afraid the alternators may be bad.
It's not good because I told her I fixed it. It's a belt broke.
This feels like the beginning of Home Alone. Head count. Head count.
Freaking belt on my alternator off or broke. I should have looked at it. I should have known. I just bought a new battery. I just assumed it was a battery.
Why, is it not always like this?
Golly, I should have known. I just assumed it was a battery. So I bought a new battery, stuck it in, run like a charm. It's the belt. That other battery I had wasn't bad. That's what bites.
Craig Morgan does not like surprises. He was going to be invited to become a member of the Grand Ole Opry. We decided to have the announcement during his TV taping of a show called Back to Bragg.
John Conley came out to surprise Craig.
Having the invitation made at Fort Bragg by John Conley, no less, I knew would probably send him over the edge.
So John came out and sang a song with him. That's when John asked him to be a member of the Opry.
What are you going to be doing October 25th? Do you know? Have any idea?
No, sir, I don't know.
You don't? Well,
No idea.
you're I believe you're scheduled to be on the Grand Ole Opry, and how would you like to become the next member of the Grand Ole Opry? The newest member of the Grand Ole Opry, Craig Morgan.
I looked over. I was doing okay till I seen Karen, and she was in tears, and I think she actually fainted.
We just looked at each other and then, what was that?
I can't even talk.
A buddy of mine that I was in the Army was standing there, was kind of caught her and held on to it.
And I thought it was one of the greatest things that could ever happen to anybody because it's what he'd always wanted.
It was an extremely emotional thing for me.
He was so surprised and so stunned.
In my opinion, to be a member of the Grand Ole Opry is probably one of the greatest honors that can be bestowed upon a country singer.
With Craig, it doesn't matter if he's jumping out of airplanes, working with his tractor, or singing hits like Redneck Yacht Club, Almost Home, or Bonfire. Today, life is wide open for Craig, doing everything that he loves. Craig Morgan All Access Outdoors will bring you the full behind-the-scenes activities of Craig's life on the road and at home.
What an amazing hunt. We're going to get him loaded up and take him to the house. That's Craig Morgan All Access Outdoors. Welcome to my world.